The South China Sea is a vital artery for global trade, with more than a third of the world's shipping passing through its waters each year. Every day, hundreds of cargo ships, oil tankers, and fishing vessels navigate these busy lanes, carrying goods, energy, and livelihoods between continents. The region's strategic location links the economies of East Asia, Southeast Asia, and beyond, making it indispensable not only for regional prosperity, but for the stability of global commerce. Beneath the waves, the South China Sea is a treasure trove of natural resources, vast reserves of oil and natural gas, and some of the world's richest fishing grounds. These resources are lifelines for millions, fueling industries and feeding families across the region. But this abundance also makes the sea one of the world's most perilous geopolitical flashpoints, where economic interests and national pride collide. For China, these waters are central to its vision of national rejuvenation and its aspirations as a global power. The sweeping Nine-Line claim, which stretches deep into the heart of the sea, is more than a boundary. It's a symbol of historical legacy and future ambition. Chinese naval and Coast Guard patrols reinforce this claim, projecting strength and signaling Beijing's determination to assert control over these contested waters. For the Philippines, the West Philippine Sea is not just a strategic asset, it's a matter of sovereign survival. These waters are crucial for food security, providing sustenance for millions of Filipinos. They are also a cornerstone of national identity and pride, representing the country's hard-won independence and its right to determine its own destiny. The defense of these waters is a fight for territorial integrity and the future of the nation. The clash is stark and deeply consequential. China's sweeping historical ambition stands in direct opposition to the Philippines' legal sovereignty as recognized by international law. This is a conflict that pits a rising superpower, determined to reshape the regional order, against a smaller nation, fighting to defend its rights, its resources, and its people's future. This is not merely a dispute over isolated rocks and reefs. It is a struggle over the principles that will govern Asia's future, a contest between might and right, between unilateral claims and the rules-based order that has underpinned decades of peace and prosperity in the region. The outcome of this contest will reverberate far beyond the South China Sea, shaping the balance of power, the rule of law, and the stability of the entire Indo-Pacific for generations to come. The world is watching, as the stakes could not be higher. Tensions in the South China Sea have escalated dramatically, shifting from ambiguous, low-level Coast Guard standoffs to direct and dangerous confrontations between naval forces. What was once a shadowy contest of wills, marked by water cannon skirmishes and radio warnings, has now become a high-stakes game involving warships and the threat of open conflict. The region, long known for its strategic ambiguity, is now witnessing a new era of brinkmanship at sea. In May 2025, a routine patrol by a Philippine Navy corvette near Scarborough Shoal took a dramatic turn when it was intercepted by multiple Chinese warships. The encounter, which began as a standard assertion of Philippine sovereignty, quickly escalated into a tense military standoff. Both sides maneuvered for position, with the Philippine crew on high alert as Chinese vessels closed in, their intentions unmistakably aggressive. During the standoff, a Chinese frigate executed a series of aggressive maneuvers, coming within meters of the smaller Philippine corvette. The near collision was not accidental. It was a calculated act of intimidation, designed to send a clear message about China's willingness to escalate. The tension on the bridge was palpable, as the crews braced for the worst, knowing that a single miscalculation could spark a wider conflict. China's decision to deploy Navy vessels, rather than relying solely on its Coast Guard, marks a significant and risky escalation. This shift signals Beijing's intent to test not only the Philippines' resolve, but also the commitment of its allies, especially the United States. The presence of modern warships alongside Coast Guard vessels blurs the line between law enforcement and military action, raising the risk of miscalculation and unintended conflict. This latest escalation unfolded as U.S. and Philippine forces conducted joint military exercises nearby, underscoring the growing international stakes. The drills intended to demonstrate Allied unity and deterrence have also heightened tensions, with both sides watching each other's moves closely. The presence of Allied warships in the region sends a powerful signal, but also increases the risk of a rapid escalation if another incident occurs. For the Philippines, the challenge is daunting. Its navy must defend national sovereignty and protect its fishermen, all while avoiding a conflict it cannot hope to win alone. The crew members remain vigilant, aware that every patrol could become a flashpoint. The stakes are higher than ever, and the margin for error is razor-thin. The West Philippine Sea has become a far more dangerous place, its waters now roiled not just by storms, but by the ever-present threat of military confrontation. As rival navies shadow each other across these contested waters, the risk of miscalculation and escalation looms larger than ever before. China's ambitions reach deep below the surface, with fleets of research vessels mapping the ocean floor across the Western Pacific. Ostensibly scientific, this campaign is crucial for submarine warfare, helping China's subs hide, evade detection, and threaten adversaries. Detailed seabed data also enables China to deploy underwater sensors, building a great underwater wall to track foreign submarines. This undersea intelligence is central to China's strategy to deny U.S. forces access and reshape the Indo-Pacific balance. It's a patient, methodical effort to secure maritime dominance, combining science, militarization, and strategic vision. In response to China's assertiveness, the U.S. has revitalized its alliance with the Philippines through the Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement. This pact allows rotational U.S. access to key Philippine bases, focusing on joint training, prepositioned equipment, and improved facilities. The strategy: empower the Philippines to defend its waters while giving the U.S. a forward foothold for rapid response. New U.S.-funded naval facilities, announced in July 2025, are practical investments: maintenance workshops, supply depots, and better piers. These upgrades boost the Philippine Navy's ability to patrol and challenge China's constant presence. Strengthening the Philippines transforms it from a vulnerability into a key bastion for a free and open Indo-Pacific. Palawan, jutting into the South China Sea, is now the focus of U.S.-funded naval upgrades, dramatically enhancing Philippine naval logistics. Previously, ships had to return to Luzon for repairs, limiting their presence in contested waters. New facilities in Palawan mean faster repairs, refueling, and rearming, keeping ships on patrol longer and more often. This logistical leap is a force multiplier, boosting the combat power of the existing fleet without buying new ships. The upgrades send a clear signal to Beijing: the U.S. is committed to Philippine defense and regional stability. Palawan becomes a hardened forward base, strengthening deterrence and resilience. These foundations are not just concrete, they're a bulwark for Philippine sovereignty. The Philippines is not alone in facing China's challenge. It's building a web of alliances to bolster its defense. The revitalized Mutual Defense Treaty with the U.S. is the cornerstone, but Manila is also deepening ties with Japan and Australia. Japan provides patrol vessels and joint training, while Australia conducts joint patrols and security cooperation. These flexible, issue-based coalitions allow nations to share resources, intelligence, and coordinate actions. Regular joint exercises like Balikatan now include partners from across the region, enhancing interoperability and resolve. This network internationalizes the dispute, raising the costs for China and complicating its calculations. While not a guarantee against conflict, these alliances are a critical stabilizing force. The Philippine Navy's modernization is a David versus Goliath story. Once neglected, the Navy now fields modern frigates and patrol vessels from South Korea and Israel, a leap from its aging fleet. These new ships, equipped with advanced sensors and missiles, provide a credible, if limited, deterrent. China's Navy, however, is vast and technologically advanced, commissioning new warships and militarizing artificial islands at breakneck speed. The Philippines can't match China ship for ship, but it can build a minimum credible deterrent, enough to make aggression costly. Asymmetric defense, not parity, is the goal: a small professional navy that can punch above its weight. Modernization is about making Philippine sovereignty a prize too costly to seize. Can the Philippines become a naval superpower? It's a question that sparks both hope and debate, especially as tensions rise in the Indo-Pacific. With its vast coastline and strategic location at the heart of Southeast Asia, the Philippines sits at a maritime crossroads, making its naval ambitions more relevant than ever. Realistically, no, it lacks the resources and industrial base of giants like China or the US. The scale of shipbuilding, advanced technology, and funding required to match these powers is simply out of reach for now. The Philippines faces significant challenges in terms of defense spending, local shipyard capacity, and technological expertise, all of which limit its ability to project power far beyond its shores. But as a strategic middle power, it can still shape its destiny. By focusing on smart investments and strategic planning, the Philippines can punch above its weight in regional affairs. Its leaders are increasingly aware that influence isn't just about size, but about making the right moves at the right time. The key is not global reach, but effective control of its own waters, especially the West Philippine Sea. This area is rich in resources and vital for national security, making it the primary focus for naval strategy. Protecting these waters from encroachment and illegal activities is a top priority, requiring vigilance and a strong maritime presence. Continued modernization, focused on patrol craft, corvettes, and surveillance, is essential. Upgrading radar systems, acquiring new vessels, and training personnel will help the Navy respond quickly to threats and assert sovereignty. These steps, though modest compared to superpowers, are crucial for building a credible deterrent. Deepening alliances with the US and Japan multiplies its strength, bridging the gap with China. Joint exercises, intelligence sharing, and access to advanced technology all enhance the Philippines' ability to defend its interests. These partnerships are force multipliers, making the country's limited resources go much further. The Philippines' power will come from resilience, geography, and partnerships, not aircraft carriers, but the ability to make itself a formidable porcupine. Its archipelagic nature offers natural defensive advantages, and a well-prepared, agile force can make any potential aggressor think twice. By playing its cards right, the Philippines can be a pivotal regional power, not just a pawn. Its future as a naval force depends on smart choices, persistent modernization, and the strength of its alliances, proving that even without superpower status, it can shape the balance of power in Asia. The naval balance in Asia is shifting, with China's rise ending the era of uncontested U.S. supremacy. The Philippines sits at the epicenter, its modernization and alliances offering a model for smaller states. The risk of miscalculation is real, as warships from rival powers operate in close quarters. The 2025 Scarborough Shoal standoff shows how quickly tensions can escalate. Deterrence, through alliances and defense upgrades, is vital, but must be paired with persistent diplomacy. The future of the Indo-Pacific depends on managing flashpoints and maintaining open communication. Peace and prosperity hang in the balance, tested time and again in these turbulent waters.